I know how to spell your name, but because it's been a while, could you state your name and how I spell it?
You bet. Neva, Neva. Last name is Woody, Woody.
And I think this is 9 years now.
This is 9 years for this event, 10 years since we started raising money for the veterans. Our 10-year anniversary is our next event in September.
Wow. And that, of course, that's, you really want to go big in September. What's it like, Eclipse, seeing so much time just fly by like this?
Well, it's hard to believe that it's almost been 10 years, first of all. The other part that I find interesting is what we've been to manage to raise for the Veterans Home. So in 9 years, we've raised over $304,000 and donated it to the Veterans Home and the residents. It goes directly to the residents of the Cameron, Missouri home.
And once again, I know the background, but kind of tell people a little bit about the background and how all this got started.
Sure. So I'm a Air Force brat. Dad was in the service, served in Korea, was injured, and had to leave the service, obviously because of his injuries. And but we landed in Grandview because of Richard Bauer Air Force Base, and then I've always been very military oriented, very firearm oriented. Of course, being in the military, we hunted a lot as kids. And as I got into my 30s, I started to shoot competitively and sporting clays. And what I found when I went out to a lot of clays courses and competitions, there just wasn't any women, and which seemed to me a shame because I'd really like to see a lot of more women out shooting. They're actually really good shots, and they're very detail oriented most of the time. They take instructions well. So I wanted to help out our veterans because I don't think the government does enough for our veterans. And I thought, what better way to do that than to combine my passion to go shoot and get women to shoot and also raise money for the veterans locally.
Absolutely, and seeing it grow. I mean, of course, the numbers, due to circumstances out of your control, they waver sometimes, but I mean, just to see it grow. I mean, the last time I was here, a lot more people than there were then.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
we
that like
average
for you?
about 100 people for this event. We came in about 90. Usually we've been over 106, 108. That's kind of been the high number. But even during the COVID we did in 2020, we were still over 100. But that seems to be, we just get a different group of folks. Some people can't make it because of health issues or deaths in the family, unfortunately, weddings, all life goes on. But then we get a whole new group of people. So if they all ever show up, we're in trouble probably because we're going to have a bunch. But even then, though, it's still a good fundraiser. And as we could do a lot of raffle items and silent auction. All of that stuff is donated by sometimes shooters, business folks. Sometimes they just donate like funds, and then we go buy items, with those funds. Northwest Electric this year is taking care of our fish fry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're a sponsor of ours typically, but not always. They don't do the food. Usually and we do have other food sponsors. Raymond James is also one of our food sponsors because we have to buy beverages and we have to buy plates and forks and desserts and all those other things that are behind the scenes when it comes to feeding people. But yeah, so Northwest Electric. We also have auctions. We have guns that are donated by CZ USA. They're a big sponsor of ours. And then some shooters, like we have the Adirondack chair there. A couple of shooters went together and bought it and donated it.
So that's pretty nice.
It's got a cooler there in the middle, made of oak. It's very solid, so we're raffling that off, limited raffle. And then we have like shirts and t-shirts and things like that that have been donated, so 100% of those proceeds always go back to the veterans.
And I mean, are you looking to do it, noticing the next event's that's going to mark 10 years? Are you looking to do it bigger and better? I mean, not anything against today, but, that's 10 years. You kind of want to go big,
Yeah, well, it's going to be a big event. We usually give away one gun, and we're giving away 5 guns at the next event in September. And so we'll have 5 classes. It's all ladies event. Last year we had over 50 ladies come, which is a high number for us, hoping for a higher number. And, we've got special shirts coming out for our 10-year anniversary that'll be available. We've got some patches that have been made that say, 10-year anniversary patches that you can sew on like your shooting vest or hat or something like that. And but yeah, we're giving away 5 guns. Normally I said we give away 1, so we're hoping it'll be a big deal and we'll have even better numbers than we've had. They get goodie bags, lunches included.
Oh wow, so you're going real big.
Oh yeah, they get a lot bang for their buck. Let's just put it that way.
And one more question, which is, it's not often where you get to see the recipients of your hard labor as far as charitable organizations go, but what's it like, especially when you go out there and you donate $100,000 check? I mean, one year, I believe, or was it?
No, 64,000.
64,000. That was it.
64,000 is our high. Yeah.
I mean, but what's that like when you go out there and you donate a check like that, and you literally get to see the people you're impacting? And
Well, it's a very large part. It's the largest donation, the Veterans League, who manages the funds. They are also a volunteer group that's linked or tied to the Veterans Home locally. But it's the largest donation for the budget every year. Our events is the largest single donation that they get every year. Probably, I don't know, it's probably 2/3 of the budget, maybe. It makes up at least 2/3 of the budget, maybe a little more. They also do other golf tournaments, so they're out doing things too. They don't just rely on me. There's a bunch of hardworking folks out there. And, you know, I have a lot of folks here that help me, but it's gratifying to get out there to see the veterans and get to visit with them. And just know that we're making their lives better. You know, we're putting TVs in their room, paying for Christmas parties. You know, they have a library. We put computers in the library so they can, you know, email, and I think it helps pay for their internet. Last year we helped pay for a transit van that just got delivered this year, and they're having it lettered. Actually, that's it right over there.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
And that's that allows them to get out. The government doesn't pay for veterans to leave the home. It's either by ambulance or hearse. Unfortunately, it's not a very nice thing to say, but it's the way life is.
Yeah.
And if they have family members, they can get them out, and they can get them out in a wheelchair. But you know, a lot of family members don't have a vehicle that would accommodate handicap type equipment. So this allows them to get out and still go to the store, go get their hair cut, you know, still kind of take part in regular life activities without being, you know, permanently ensconced in the home and not being able to get outside of it, you know, because their lives go on. And you know, they're kind of stuck there in that they don't, so whenever the economy gets like it is, they're still there. And I was really concerned that we would have some down numbers because, you know, the economy's kind of wonky and everything, but everybody's really stepped up despite their own personal situations or whatever. They haven't forgotten their veterans, and they've continued to give and come out and participate and volunteer. So that means a lot.
I think that's a great way to wrap up an interview.